Hello everybody! So I am feeling inspired to pick up the camera at this time and do lesson number 11 with all of you. So the lesson for today is my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Now this thought is the first thought that puts back into proper perspective the true cause and effect experience. That the cause is in the mind and the effect is in our outer experience. This can also be called perception equals projection, right? So the way in which we are currently perceiving the world within our mind is projected on the world. And I like to look at the world as a blank canvas, a blank slate. And we draw upon it that which we think about, the beliefs in which we have in our mind. We will see them. So for instance, a very simple demonstration of the idea of perception and projection is that if we believe ourselves to be guilty, having done something wrong, we will see our brothers and sisters outside of us as guilty, as having done something wrong. And that's a way of almost, in a sense, distracting ourselves from where the true cause is, which is within the mind. That we are fully responsible for the thoughts that we think and how we see our world. And in being responsible, that means that we can change it. So this is exactly where freedom lies. Freedom lies us moving through and beyond this fear with spirit to see the truth, to see the light, that once we turn the lights on within our mind, that the light will turn on outside of us as well. And it becomes very, very obvious when we become open to applying this course lesson. Jesus even says here, where did he say it? That the thought for today, my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world, is the key to forgiveness. That the key to forgiveness lies in this, because it allows us to first be responsible, like I said, for how we see the world. Secondly, it allows us to become aware of our thinking mind, recognizing that we are the observer of these thoughts and we are not these thoughts, and these thoughts aren't even our own. None of them mean anything. And then the third is the correction of that misperception, the true forgiveness received in the mind for what we thought we did wrong and what we thought others did wrong. And then fourth, ultimately, is the forgiven perception. And then this is the shared vision that we share with each other and with God. And we know that it's real because it is shared. And this is what this lesson presents to us, a freedom of mind, a freedom of a rocky roller coaster life. God promises us bliss and stability and happiness because that is what He is. And He created us like Him. So today's thought is powerful, and Jesus even says us, be glad indeed to practice it, for in this initial form. For in this idea is your release made sure. So this thought offers a complete release from bondage in our mind, a complete release from this idea of fear, and for us to just know that as we are willing to experience the truth of the thought, my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world, then we will really have a clear understanding of what it means. So like previous lessons, the understanding of it is not necessary. It's more so recognizing that we don't know so that we become open to learning the true answer. So Jesus shares with us today for the application of this thought that it should be done first. It says, the eyes should move from one thing to another fairly rapidly, since they should not linger on anything in particular. But he also ensures that we do it in an unhurried fashion. So just do it very leisurely and casually and take your time. We're not to rush with the mind training. We're to take these few moments to truly let our perception shift. Because ultimately, once we let our perception shift, we're shifting into right perception, which is the shared perception that's given by the Holy Spirit to us. But we can't receive this new vision until we let go of the vision that we currently have of the world. So today we get to practice that. And just allow it to be casual and natural, and apply the thought to everything the eyes rest upon. And he says just do it a few times for today. He says about 5, but we can do it less than that, but at least attempt. And then this allows us to at least be open and willing to experience this miracle in our mind. Yeah, and I feel that course lesson is quite complete. Yeah, there's just another thought I wrote in my journal here where I said, be still and listen. God is speaking to you. He wants to speak through you. Step aside. That was more so like a note to myself, but it's the same thing with you with this thought, that God's speaking to us with this thought. Step aside and listen. Let yourself be reminded that this thought is true, and let yourself experience it instead of just keeping it in the intellectual understanding. So with that being said, today's course lesson, my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. This is showing us that our thoughts determine the world we see. So once we change our mind about the world changes. And this is how it's done. We do not heal alone. So thank you everybody for doing your part. I love you and have a wonderful day.